enlightening lectures by both of you. My name is Vineet Chaudhary, and my question is addressed to Sadguru Vasudev. I just quote one of your last remarks in your speech. What you do with your mind is not a reality. If you follow it, you will fall. I quote a word, dream. Right from childhood, whatever histories we lead, we have read, leaders, business, politics, whatever, thinkers. Right from the beginning, we tell our children, dream big, think big. So you will eventually be somewhere. And to my perception, dreaming it's the mind which dreams. So if we don't dream, if the mind doesn't work, even while we are sleeping and we are dreaming, it's the mind working, where are we going?
Yes.
So you have actually, I don't know about everybody else here. I'm
No.
totally a confused man after your lecture.
That was the idea. Because this is not about drawing you into a new conclusion, because conclusion is death, confusion is a possibility. Anyway, just about 5 days ago, I happened to be in a school, and these 9-year-old boys came up to me and asked, Sadhguru, is life true or is it a dream? I said, it's a dream, but the dream is true. Now, if you do not, create an image in your mind, you cannot make that image happen in reality. That is a known fact. Why am I questioning that? But do you understand? Your psychological process is definitely happening with the limited information that you have in your mind. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Are we in talking terms? Is it true that your psychological process is happening with the limited information that you have in your mind? How much ever you may know, it is still a very limited information compared to what the existence is. So, don't you think it is important at least to explore other ways to perceive life, other than just thinking it up? Don't you think so? Is this limiting you or creating a whole new possibility?
You said that the senses cannot be taken seriously. And we
I
have
didn't
to go.
say that.
No, you said that it is true, it is your mind also which you can't, any of your senses, you've just said that you can't trust them, science has proved it. I just come back to the mind that we are talking about. Is it not through the mind that we gain our experiences or even move inward, whether it is from knowledge from texts or from a guru? It is through the mind that we are going inward, no? Otherwise, how do we go inward?
Can the mind go inward? Let's look at this. As I repeat once again, the mind, as you know it, which is essentially a logical intellectual process, is essentially functioning from the data that you have fed in. Is that a fact? Yes. No? What is that? Okay.
Well, I'm happy to know that…
we are not saying don't use the mind, but if you do not understand the limitations of the mind, you will not see how to explore other possibilities. So yes, I will come to this. See, this moment, every cell in your body has an intelligence of its own. Is that so? Are you doing this whole chemical factory? Are you running it? This body, are you running it or is it happening? So there is a certain intelligence of creation within you, which you're not at all exploring. You're depending too much upon your intellectual capabilities. I am not against that. You must use it. Please don't think that I am recommending you don't use your intellect. You better use it, you sharpen it and take it to great heights. But the important thing is, there is a deeper intelligence, because you give it a banana, it makes it into a human being over the afternoon. That is not a small phenomena, isn't it? That takes phenomenal intelligence. What you call as life, what you call as creation, what you call a source of creation is intelligence. But you have no access to that, though it is happening within you. If it was happening in heaven, we could have ignored it. It's happening within you. If you do not access this, this is a tragedy. I'm just trying to avoid the tragedy, that's all for you.
My name is Saxena and I'm a physicist. So a lot of people talk about physics and a whole lot of things, except that everything which is talked is not physics, it is something which is very confusing. Again, you confuse a physicist also. So the question, I will come to the straight question. The question is there a spirit or is there not a spirit? Is the spirit there? So what a man should do, whether he should follow the spirit or he should follow the transcendental? The reply never comes. Now there are three views which are emerging, two of the speaker and third of the chairman.
You should ask the question. Why should you assume that the reply won't come? You should ask the question.
So the question I like to repeat again, is there a spirit or is there not a spirit? If there is a spirit, what a man should do, whether he should follow the spiritual or the physical?
Is the question for me?
They are not different. That's what I was trying to say. The spiritual and the physical are not separate. Each enacts through the other. This dualist notion that there is a spirit out here and a concrete body here is out of date. He wants to quote physics and neuroscience and all this stuff. Physics is showing us quite the opposite. Mind and body are part of an interacting process. So-called body is patterns of dynamic energy in quantum field theory. It's not something concrete. The mind and the body are us. We are both. We couldn't be spirits in this world if we didn't have bodies to act in this world. And we couldn't have bodies to act in this world if we weren't enlightened by spirit. They're not two separate things.
A mind. A spirit to mind.
The mind, you were using this word mind, like mind only means intellectual intelligence. The mind is anything in my conscious life. To make a distinction between my mind, which is fed by my five senses, and my mind, which is excited by my spiritual intelligence, is totally spurious. It's all my mind, it's all my consciousness, I'm all those things. And I celebrate all those things. I don't distrust my five senses, they give me very good information. Yes, I know that they limit the wavelengths I can take in. They distort what is supposed to be out there, he says. They don't distort it. They give it patterns of meaning. If we didn't have these five senses, we'd just be in the midst of data. Our consciousness, our minds, our concepts, they all give us patterns of meaning. And this is essentially what our spiritual intelligence is. You can't separate the two. This is an old Indian truism that's got to go out the back door.
Now, about physicists being confused, there's nothing new about it. They've always been confused. It is their confusion which is making them into constant seekers. If they had drawn conclusions, they wouldn't be seeking. You need to understand this. The scientist and the spiritual seeker are in the same boat, because both are seeking to know the nature of the existence. One is searching the outer spaces, another is searching the inner spaces, but the search is same, in the same direction.
Look within just with your senses, they are all outward. How do you look within?
Is that true, I'm asking? Is it true that you can't use your senses to look inward?
I don't know, you said…
Please try and see.